however many months ago, I said this. She's like just needing a friend. He tells her, I'm gonna get in this jacuzzi with you. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be a friend to you right now because you need it. And she's like, with all those clothes on, you're not getting in the jacuzzi. Mino takes his coat off and gets in the jacuzzi with a turtleneck on and some pants. A turtleneck and some pants. I said, I'm Team Mino. I'm Team Mino. That is so cute. And then someone in the comments told me that this was actually a callback. And I sat and I thought, I'm like, why didn't I know that? And it kind of made me think about XO Kitty in a different way, because that was the scene that sold it for me. That was the scene that made me go, oh my God, they're in love. He loves her. It's not original. I don't know how to feel about that now. So I said, let me go back and watch the movies. What did I like about these movies so much? Or did I like the movies? Like, how come I didn't remember that scene? Well, let me just say this up front. The first movie, To All the Boys I Loved Before, actually kind of perfect. No complaints. The second one definitely held up the franchise. It kept it going. It kept the vibes. But then you get to the third one, and it's like, I think they really forgot why we loved the first two in the first place. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. We're going to talk about what works even better. And then we're going to talk about where it falls apart, where it loses me. What about the story makes me kind of check out? Okay, I'm cold. I'm about to go get my heated blanket. Hold on. Ugh. Ugh. It is freezing. The highest setting. I'm cold. Okay. The first reason why it works is because Lara Jean feels like a real person. She's not overly confident. She's not confident at all, actually. She is literally just trying to survive her own imagination, all her innermost thoughts. You know, she lives in her head like most of us. Stand up to 2 o'clock in the morning, overthinking everything. Like, that's Lara Jean. She is us. She is you and I. She is me. She kind of is me, and I'll get into that in a minute. But that's why she works. She creates these romantic scenarios, and she's comfortable with them because they're not real. But the moment those letters get sent out, that's where the safety net drops. That's when she's faced with reality. And it's interesting because it's a reality that she never even knew actually existed. She gets responses from these letters. She gets, well, Peter kind of tries to shoo her off at first. Then you have one letter, it's appreciated, but it's not exactly mutual feeling for other reasons. And then one letter gets a physical in-person response, which is always great. And then there's one more that's kind of murky because he's her sister's ex-boyfriend. So that's interesting. But these letters make her, the wall of safety that she's built for herself, disappear. A very real fear of hers is the attention. Now her private thoughts are public. Now people know these scenarios. Now people know what she's thinking or what she thought or how she really feels. Because all of it is still in the present tense. I don't care what she says. Oh, I was 6 when I wrote that, girl. You still feel the same way. And so instead of suddenly being this bold, confident person, she kind of panics, and you know, it's understandable. Some of her choices are questionable, but we get it. And so now the rest of the movie is a real person living in a fantasy world. Now, the second reason why this movie works and why people love it so much is because of Peter Kavinsky. He is the fantasy realized, and he's charming. But beyond being charming, the thing that I think people kind of overlook, or maybe I overlooked it. I'm not gonna speak for you. I'm not gonna speak for you because you probably thought about this But since it's been years since I've watched this movie, I didn't think about it. The thing that draws me into his character is the fact that he makes the relationship feel so normal. It's a fake relationship, at least it starts out that way, but it feels so normal. And the chemistry between Peter and Lara Jean, or the actors really, is undeniable. The other thing is we can relate to the small gestures, right? Because, you know, you think about rom-coms or just movies in general, and it has to be this big bang. It's this big scene that happens that makes you go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, you know? This is not that. For the most part, we get the car rides to school, and I went and picked up yogurt because I know you like it, even though it's across town. The conversations about their parents, even though, you know, losing one parent to death and losing one due to divorce and building another family is two different things, but they connect. And as a person who goes through life, you can see yourself. I said I wasn't going to speak for you. I can see myself in them. I can see myself in connecting with a guy that I'm interested in. And it's because we have these parallel lives, right? And showing those little nuanced moments is what made me be drawn to their relationship. I'm really trying not to say we and us. But if you're watching this video right now, that means that it is us, because we here with it. Blush bunnies, we are like, yes. Okay, that's intense. We're gonna get back. So we have these small moments, these small gestures, right? And then comes the famous hot tub scene. Now, with the hot tub scene, it's a small gesture, but it's not. So Peter sees in the hot tub, he's waiting for someone to come to the hot tub. This is not a synopsis video. I'm just giving the overview of why I like it. So I'm not gonna go into all the details, but he's waiting in the hot tub. Lara Jean comes out. He's kind of like not feeling her at the moment, because it's like, listen, I've been trying to get you to realize that even though we're in this fake relationship, I actually really like you, and I don't understand why that's not computing for you. You're so smart, you're dumb. Well, he didn't say that, but he wanted to. So she's just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. What? You like me? Peter. No. She's excited about it, but she's trying to like contain herself. So she makes a gesture of, hey, this is a two-way street. It's not just you. I like you too. So she takes off her coat and she gets in the hot tub with her clothes on. I believe it was a nightgown. Now, this was, I'm not gonna lie, for this to be high school and all that, like, this is some adult, like, sexy time thing. Like, you got in the hot tub with your clothes on. It was real, like, setting the mood type of vibes, right? But it was also romantic. It was also like, listen, I'm gonna take down these walls and I'm going to open myself up to you. And that's her vulnerable moment with Peter. And he's accepting of her in that moment, because it's like, Lara Jean, like, this girl, I see you. Peter was feeling it. And so that was the moment for most, including myself, that made you go, oh. Now, then I think about XO Kitty, because again, this is what made me even think about this movie, or coming back to watch it, because of the hot tub scene. Now, yeah, I like a good callback, and granted, this might come off as being faked, because I was so excited about it when I watched it, not remembering that it already happened in the films. But now it's like, I don't know how I feel about Mino and Kitty. Like, am I rooting for them still? Because at first, if you watch the videos, you know I was not feeling Mino. But then as time went on and knowing his character and learning more about him, I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut him a break. I'm not gonna treat him like he's some undeserving person. He's deserving. He's just annoying a little bit. But then it was like, you know what? Let me lay off. He's good. But that was the moment that made me root for them. So it was just like, you know, and it was Mino getting in the hot tub with his turtleneck on. You get in the hot tub with a turtleneck, that's like, you really like this person. Like, you love them. I'm not getting in no hot tub with a turtleneck on. So let me marinate on this, because I don't know how I feel about it right now. I need to process. But anyways, the hot tub scene in To All the Boys I Loved Before. This is the moment where we see the shift. This is no longer fake dating. They really are together. Even though they don't want to say it at this point, but they kind of say it like right after, but they're together. They're a couple. They love each other. They're getting married. They're having kids. Like, this is going the full, I don't even know how I want to. This is going the why am I drawing a blank? What do you call it? They're gonna make it. I can't think of the phrase. My brain, I didn't get no sleep last night. We're not gonna go into that. Let's get back to this video. Y'all know I'll go left real quick. So the last reason that this movie really works, and the reason that the movie even is because of our lovely Kitty. She instigated all of this. She sent the letters. She found the letters. She got tired of let's start at the beginning. She got tired of Lara Jean being in the house all the time. She canceled her own plans with her friends to be in the house with her older sister. Like, girl, you don't have nothing else to do. You don't have no friends. But what's her name? Madison or whatever her name is. You ain't got no boyfriend. You ain't never been in love. All you do is fantasize. I'm tired of dealing with this. Like, I love you, but girl, get with it. So she sends the letters, because now I'm thinking about Kitty. The boldness that she had as a kid and being like, hey, just go for it, go for love. She still had it as she got older, but when she got older and started experiencing the relationships and how it's just not all peaches and cream, she started to understand why Lara Jean had her hesitations about pursuing relationships, and maybe I should just stay to myself, or maybe I shouldn't say what every thought that I have in my head, because Kitty don't have a filter. She says whatever she thinks, she gonna say it. It's like, girl, okay. But the thing that is very sweet, because she didn't do it in a mischievous way. Even though she was tired of her being at the house all the time, she did it out of love. She did it because she wanted Lara Jean to live her life instead of pretending to. So that's the first movie. Now we're gonna go on to All the Boys I Loved Before. P.S. I still love you. In my head, that's how I hear her saying it if she was to say it. Don't judge me, okay? My eyelashes is getting stuck together. Long Calm mascara. So, the sequel. Now, we all know sequels are kind of hit or miss. It can either keep the vibe going, or it can be like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? You just ruined everything. Like, I can't even look at you the same. This sequel does not do that, thankfully. It keeps it going. It keeps you interested. It builds on the drama, because we can fall into, oh, they're in love and, you know, they had a couple of hardships, but now they're past it. Like, no, it's still some stuff going on. Remember those letters? Yeah, a couple of people, they responded, but this last person that's gonna respond is the one she really was into, even more than Peter Kavinsky. On the low, like on the low. So that's like, Peter is her boyfriend at this time. Now we have John Ambrose entering the picture. It kind of disrupts this new era that we're in. First of all, before we can even get to John Ambrose, when it comes to Lara Jean and where she is, like, this is her first boyfriend. This is the fantasy guy that she never thought she would be with. She never thought she had a chance with. She never thought that he would even be interested in her. There's a song called Never Say Never by Brandy that just came to my head. I'm not gonna sing it because y'all know I will go there and it will be a whole concert. I'm not gonna do that right now, but go look it up. I kind of want to sing I'm not gonna sing it. What was I saying? Lara Jean, Peter. Oh, so this is a whole, like, again, fantasy realized. It's like a dream. Is this real? Pinch me. So she's trying to figure out, like, okay, are there rules with being a girlfriend? You know, do I come to your games? Do I dress a certain way? Do I, like, it's a whole thing. She got the ex-girlfriend over there causing drama. She got her friends like, oh, are you guys, you know, doing the baking cookies? All this stuff is going on. Kitty is still like, hey, you have a boyfriend, we're living the life, this is what I wanted for you, I'm the matchmaker. But then here comes John Ambrose, just messing up her whole line of thought and process of this new life for herself. John Ambrose is a much better fit than Peter. They're very much so alike. They are essentially the same person, the way that they govern themselves, right? They have the same thought process. The first sign of that is when they both showed up in their Halloween costumes when it was no longer the it thing to do. You know, how kids just grow out of that. And then when you become 30, you start doing it again. It's just like, why are you dressed up like a damn nurse with your butt cheeks out while you taking your 3-year-old trick-or-treating? Girl. But anyways, John Ambrose is the guy that she could have had if she had the confidence to show that she was interested. Because he showed interest, but she didn't even realize it. Which I'll elaborate on that in just a second, because it's the best part of the movie for me. I said I wasn't gonna speak for y'all, no more, I'm gonna speak for myself. But like I said, this movie keeps the tension going. It keeps you invested in what's going to happen because all of these new elements are being thrown in the ring all at the same time. And then you have that scene where everything comes to a head, where the audience, we know what's going on, but the characters don't. The treehouse scene with all the friends in the time capsule. Lara Jean has both of her boos there, Peter and John Ambrose. Same environment. John don't know nothing about Peter. Peter has an idea that Kitty and John been hanging out, but he don't know that the feelings that Lara Jean has for John are well and intact. So that tension between the boyfriend trying to be territorial and then John Ambrose is kind of like, you cool? Like, what's wrong? Like, you good? That was perfect. And then the realization of John actually finding out like Peter and Lara Jean are together. This whole time they've been hanging out. They've been experiencing this past love that never was, you know, while they're volunteering together. And so for the audience, we know that this is only going to snowball even further. And this film does a great job of keeping that going and keeping you invested and knowing that something is about to happen, but not knowing exactly which way it's going to go. Because it was a roller coaster. The whole element of bringing John Ambrose in and him having a different level of understanding and showing his love in a way that she didn't even realize, right? And what I'm talking about is the scene where he explains his name to her. Oh my God. So her name is Lara Jean. We know that. And to this point, we know that his name is John Ambrose. But in the scene, it's very intimate. It's very quaint. It's quiet. He's playing the piano beautifully. And he explains to Lara Jean that the reason why people, everyone now calls him John Ambrose is because of her. She said to him when they were younger, oh, it's so cool that we both have two names for our first name. Ambrose is his middle name. His name's not John Ambrose, it's just John. Can't remember his last name right now, but because that was something that he can connect with her on, well, at least she thought so. And he was like, oh, I can have this with her that nobody else has, that nobody else does. And it feels good to have this thing. He started telling everybody to call him John Ambrose. This man is about to go to college and he is going by two names. That's his first name. All because of a girl he met when he was 5 years old. Oh my God. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. It's a testament to like that first love. In a way, it's the purest form of love. You're kids. So when you're a kid, you're not looking to gain anything from this relationship or from this other person. You're just giving love because you feel it innately. If it feels like this is what I'm supposed to do, right? So to make a gesture like that, they sold me. The movie, I don't even care about nothing else that happened. John Ambrose in the naming scene is what makes people want to see the movie again. And when I say people, I'm talking about you and me, because I said that I wasn't gonna do that no more, but this is a we thing, okay? This is how we feel. The last thing that I want to touch on is that this movie is not just about love. The series is not just about love. And in this film, they really lean into the insecurities. Because at this point, Lara Jean don't trust nothing. She like, okay, is it green? Is it yellow? Is it blue? Like, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to do? What's right? What's wrong? All these innermost thoughts that, of course, with her not ever really living outside of her own head, there's these doubts that she's formed. Understandably so, because Peter and this ex-girlfriend, so many boundaries crossed. Why are you still talking to her? I don't care if her mama is going through something, her daddy. She can deal with that. She got friends. This is sounding very personal. Let me calm down. But yeah, he definitely crossed a lot of boundaries with her with that. So she has all these insecurities that they're not shying away from. They're showing us this is what's going on. And Peter is not reassuring her. You know, he's like, well, she needed, you know, what's the girl name? Jennifer, she needed me. And yeah, we still talk. We're still friends. For what? For what? Out of order. But you see that and you connect with that too. Because these boys out here just be like, I'm not gonna say nothing insulting because I know men watch my channel as well. But women, y'all know. Y'all know. Y'all know. Okay, so then we got this final movie. To All the Boys I Loved Before, Always and Forever. And for me, for us, yes, I'm including you on this too. Okay? For us, it's just, it doesn't live up to the storytelling of the first two. There's one central problem that lasts, I don't know how long the movie is, 2 hours. What's the runtime? Whatever the runtime is. And that's the whole movie without anything remotely interesting in between. The whole thing is about, oh, we're gonna go to the same college. Oh, I didn't get in. Actually, I don't even wanna go to that school anymore. I wanna go to a school that you're not going to. But I still wanna be with you, even though it might not work out. That's the whole movie. And it's incredibly boring. Now, to be fair, the movie provides closure. And I know these movies are books as well. So I did not read the books. Okay, but I'm just talking about as a viewer. It provides closure. We've grown with the characters. We've seen their ups and downs. And I guess this was their last hoorah of, hey, we have this situation that came up, because situations will arise in our lives, but you gotta be smart about it. Celebrations with the guys I sacrificed. Meanwhile, I said I wasn't gonna sing during this. I'm gonna cut like half of that out because I went on for a minute. Okay, we've seen their past. We see what their future could be, the outcome, the potential, and we've already fallen in love with the characters. So a lot of people don't need drama. They don't need high stakes situations. They're okay with it ending boringly. I'm not gonna throw shade. How can I phrase this? What did I write? Okay, they just want to see these characters make it, and so this ending is enough for them. Why did that still sound shady? Okay, and also, to be fair, the comfort factor that this movie brings is still there. You're still feeling like the energy is the same. You still feel like the love between the characters are there. There's still romance. She's visiting Korea and he's back home and they're like, hey, call me. And he's waking up at the crack of dawn to get her phone call. And she's like, I can't wait to see you and kiss you and hug you. And, you know, so we still feel that coming from them all the way into the very end. There's still those insecurities. There's still doubts about, can we make this work? Can we make this happen? There's still Peter not fully knowing how to, being supportive, but also being selfish. But the selfishness is coming out of his love for her, with him wanting her to go to his school, even though he had a full ride. Why does this sound like my life? I dated a high school athlete who had a full ride, who wanted me to go to his college, but I'm like, I don't want to go there. And we kind of made it afterwards, but we kind of didn't, but we kind of did. We're not gonna talk about me. Back to the story. Rewatching this feels like rewatching your comfort show. Me with Once Upon a Time, you with Once Upon a Time. And if you haven't, go and watch the last video I uploaded about Emma and her parents. It's a good one. So I get that element of it. I get the comfort that it still holds. Here's the problem though. It's very robotic in delivery, right? We have this one issue that centers the whole movie, and I feel like we're just checking boxes. Okay, so we got the trip that happens, check. We have this one conflict, check. We have the resolve, check. Okay, and scene. I started scrolling on my phone while I was watching this again. And then I realized in Exo Kitty at the beginning, she says, oh yeah, I met Day when I was in Korea and da da da. And I'm just like, when did this happen? I didn't remember that it happened because I only saw the last movie one time and it was boring for me. I wasn't as connected to the narrative. I'll say that. The narrative, the plot was not it. You know, I get it. Because I'm Lara Jean. I get it. I've lived this life. But embellish it. You know, bring some more stuff in there so that I won't scroll my phone. Yes, this movie is about me. Yes, I am the audience member that they need to think about when they're writing this stuff. Who else would they think about? First movie builds the romance, builds the love. The second movie complicates things. And then the third movie says, and that's a wrap. Which is fine. It's not the worst trilogy I've ever seen. I've actually just watched one that was like, but yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. You know, I didn't want to do a whole synopsis thing. I might do one later if you guys want to see it, like me retelling each scene in my own way. But I don't know from y'all, which movie do y'all like? And am I tripping about the last one? Like, do you guys really like it? And if you do really like it, explain. I want details. Point A, point 2, 3B. Like I want example of why it's so great. Oh, and for the second movie, would you have chosen Peter or John Ambrose? Because Peter is complicated and that can be draining, but John Ambrose is safe. And that can be uninspiring. You can feel caged in by being safe and not, when I say safe, I just mean predictability. I mean, not going outside of your box. That's what I mean. Peter is outside of her box. And I think that's why she chose him. But I want to know which one would you have chosen? Like, who's more your vibe? Clearly, I'm more of a Peter girl, but also John Ambrose. But I want to know from y'all. And let's see, the first movie, would you have done the fake dating thing, or would you have just been like, you know what, I'm gonna let this go. I'm just gonna act like the letters were never sent and I'm not gonna talk to Peter. I'm not gonna make this a thing. Like, would you have gone on with the fake relationship? I wanna know that too. And whatever else y'all wanna add. Okay, last thing, personal updates. First of all, and I am not about to cry. Ooh, I am not about to cry. Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you. Ooh, girl, why are my eyes tearing up? Goodness. I want to say thank you to everybody who has prayed for me, who has sent well wishes, commented, liked, donated to my GoFundMe. I privated the videos that I posted on my page because I just don't want that energy on my page. If you don't know, I was sick for a couple of months. It was a couple of things that was going on with me. And I'm not gonna go into details because this is not that video, but I want to say thank you to everybody, for the people who were sending me well wishes, the people who DM me on Instagram, like going out of their way and showing support. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I really appreciate it. And I'm doing a lot better. I definitely have a lot of work to do with just getting healthy and building on my immune system so that I don't keep getting sick like that, and I don't keep, like, each time I get sick it gets worse, and I'm like, this is scary. So I don't want to keep, girl, why are you crying? Oh my god, I am not one of those people who turns on the camera and starts crying. So this is not it. Then the makeup's coming off. Woo, woo, woo. We're gonna just calm down. So I am working towards my health. I'm actually I've been saying that for years and haven't been doing it because it was all about the vanity of it, because I wanted to look a certain way, even though I don't look the way I want to look. But that's a whole nother story. Now it's like, okay, girl, you have to get with it, because going down like this is not okay. You know, being out for that long, like I had to leave the job that I was at and everything. So I'm back doing content creation full time and DoorDash part-time. I'll let y'all know about that later. I'm not gonna include that in this video, but it's annoying. Like, rich people don't tip. There's no reason why you should be living in a place like this and you don't tip. You tipping $1 and then taking it back. That's a whole nother video. But I definitely want to just say thank you to everybody. Like, all of the energy, everything was felt. And I appreciate it. I'm more active on Instagram now. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, the blush bunny _ I'm getting into short form content that will be different from what I'm posting on here. It will also be personal stuff, like whenever I want to post. You know, it's not going to be all beautiful and aesthetic. I will be posting, and I have posted me without makeup and my hair looking crazy and, you know, just whatever. Because who cares? You know, who cares? I don't have time for this all the time, you know? You can always look like this. But, yeah. What else? Oh, got some more videos coming up soon. Hopefully, before this month is up, it'll be up. And that's all I'm going to include for this, because I don't want this to go on and on and on. That's the end of this. Now that I've said all of that, be sure to click like. Hop on over to that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you can receive notifications from me, hopefully, because you know how YouTube like to play. And yeah, that's all for now. As always, I'm all ears. Until next time, bye.